Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hit it, like, subscribe, and notification bell. Hey, I'm just gonna brush through a few things today, get right into it. We have the government the House will be voting tonight on a bill to open up the government. So these guys the House has been on recess just as long as the shutdown has loomed while they were getting checks. Okay. All right. So something that just came out that's negative for market. Fed Bostic says FOMC should hold rates steady until inflation drifts lower. Fed Bostic is 100% wrong. You're wrong, Mr. Bostic. Okay, we got a few things going on. The White House said October CPI and job reports will most not likely be released, which is just too late. Now they got to look at where it is, because we didn't get the government information because they were on recess. They were at home while they were asking their employees to come to work without a check. All right, the House is set to vote on the bill to open up the government tonight. Okay, so the Senate already pushed it through. The House is expected to. Larry's not saying it is, but it's expected to. And then, of course, it goes to the president's desk. You guys know that, right? So he could be signing a bill to open up the government back tonight. That will be positive for the market. I could tell you that for my markets. Sorry about that, good people. And so let's look. Here's another thing that's happening. The Dow will close at an all-time high, over 48K. You see that? The Dow will close at an all-time high. That is insane. As I put some lip chap on because it's winter and it's cold here in Chicagoland area, from cold to hot. Dow rallies 300 points to new record with shutdown set to end Wednesday today. And they have an update. Let's go right to it. The Dow rose to a new high on Wednesday, extending its gains from the previous session as Wall Street look ahead to a potential end to the record-breaking U.S. government shutdown. We could see even more stuff. All right, so investors are keeping an eye on Washington as the federal government could reopen as soon as the end of this week. I was saying by this coming Monday. You guys heard me say that, by this coming Monday. The Senate on Monday evening passed a Senate bill, and I said it just before they passed it, that has since moved to the House of Representatives for a final vote. So all eyes will be on the government tonight. Let's look at crypto. We're just going to go right through it. Bitcoin right now is down. Ethereum down. Tether is down, and XRP is down 2.34%. But we got some XRP news. XRP ETF debuts on a NASDAQ tomorrow. You guys will see that, right? I'm not saying is debuting. I'm reading it right here. Look at these tabs. What's the next market? Why is the market down today? Are altcoins outperforming Bitcoins? What are the trending narratives? Okay, so let's just click on this. I'm looking from around the way. It's kind of hard to see tiny type. Now this I could read. All right. The first purely spot XRP ETF has been approved for NASDAQ debut, signaling the token is about to enter the mainstream institution investment space. All right, you can see that. Earlier reports suggest that the launch could attract up to $5 billion in new capital, adding substantial liquidity to the market and raising the odds of a meanwhile price uptick. This is one of those days when my tongue is just tied in a knot and then boom, with a pretty bow on it. All right, I've been that way all day today. All right, didn't sleep much. So we got some good news for XRP. As you guys can see, this big news XRP. You see here. So it's going. We want to see like I've always said, we're not interested in just more big news that does not move the price. We are following liquidity. Now, the $5 billion coming in, that's liquidity. That's what we want to see. Because if you like me, these news stories now, they're just, that's why I don't come on every day. Hey, good news for XRP. We've had a whole year for that. And I mean, we've had months for that. And it hasn't moved it one bit. As a matter of fact, some of this good news come out about XRP and it actually goes down. All right. But here is what is positive. And that's the money that could be coming in. All right. That's what we want to see. The money coming in is what is good. See here, up to 5 billion in new capital. That's what we want to see. And we want to see, does that move this? That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Because as it stands right now, over the last 24 hours, it's down 2.2%. Okay. So does the news story move the meter? Does it move the market? If it doesn't, because it's been in this trend so long with positive news, big news, this is happening, that's happening, the payment system is getting worked out. Okay, this is it. And it doesn't move, right? Let's see if the liquidity shifts that way. Then that's a good move, not the stories. I'm sorry. I know I can come here every day and get your hopes up high. I'm not pushing hopium here. I'm pushing just facts and what's going to push the price. Now, well, one of the influencers, Tom Nash, had Tom Lee on yesterday, and I watched the whole thing right after he posted it. Okay. And I am going to say, Mr. Tom Lee, we here, not just me, we here at StockUp with Larry Jones would love to have you on the show. My people have reached out to your people, and we understand that you have been busy. We know everybody's calling for you, but we want you here on this show. And we just want you to come. We don't need an hour. We just need 15 minutes. So here's my Dear Tom Lee letter. If anybody knows Tom Lee personally, we've reached out. We're going to start reaching out to you daily at this point. Not in a bully way, but in a nice way. Like, please, please, please come on the show. We like granny shots. I like the way that it's actively managed. I like the way that you think, not just myself, we have bought a lot of shares of your ETF. Mr. Tom Lee, please come on the show. We would love to just ask you the simple question. No got you questions, but it will be an honor, sir, to have you on the show. All right. So now I want you guys to listen to this back and forth because it was really, really good. And it's the way I think.
But I do want to ask you a serious question. I've been getting a lot of calls from family members, from close friends, saying, look, I'm sitting in cash. I've been sitting in cash since 2022. Should I give up and jump in right now? But everybody keeps telling me the market is too high. What should I do? What's the Tom Lee answer to that conundrum?
Yeah. Well, it's actually a great point because I think a lot of people have this dilemma. And by the way, when I was at JP Morgan and I left in 2014, the bull market bottomed in 2009, and even in 2014, 6 years later, or 5 years later, there were many people at JP Morgan that were still sitting in cash, and they were becoming desperate because they didn't know when to start getting into the market again. So it's highlighting two things, and I'm glad you brought it up. Number one, when you sell out of stocks, you've made one decision. Now you're forced to make another decision. Are you smart enough to re-enter at a better price? That's the reason you should never panic sell, because unless you're positive you'll make a tactical re-entry, you've now sat out a compounding. And as Josh Brown's chart shows, every crisis was always an opportunity, not a time to sell. Yep. But the second is, if you're in that position, you you have to accept you've made a big mistake. And the minute you accept that, then the way you fix it is dollar cost average. So you now have to reestablish your position, but I wouldn't do 100%, and I would not be tempted to say, I'll wait for a correction. Do you know how many people are waiting for a correction? So I would not put 100% back into stocks, but dollar cost average means take 12 months and then do 1/8 or 1/12 or 10% every month. And then you're back into the market. And that way, if there is a dip, you can actually take advantage of that.
That, good people, was some of the best advice that I agree with 100%. Rewind that and put it back in. It doesn't matter whether the market is high or low. I have some stock that I just don't sell. There are some that I took profits on, that I was green in, that I could afford to take a haircut on. But then what he said is so true. I've done that. I've done it before. I did it in 2021 with some Tesla. In 2020 with Tesla, I did. And regretted it later. And then I'm like hopscotch. You know, the ladies that turn the rope. I'm just trying to get my entry, right? Trying to plan it. Meanwhile, it's running up, 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 up. And all I had to do was continue the dollar cost average. Now, he's only talking about good stock, good people, not penny stock, not real low cap stock that have no revenue. He's talking about plays you're going to be in for a while. And I suggest some ETFs in there. Okay, good people. Listen, if you want to learn about stocks, StockUpU is where you want to come. The link is in the description below. It's going to be the top link below. All right, good people. And we have our Black Friday sale going on right now. Apply the coupon code LEARN and you will get you will get some money off, all right? A nice piece of change, something really nice to get a Christmas gift, all right? You have buy now, pay later options there, and you can gift it to someone. If you're older and you say, I don't understand this stuff, gift it to one of your kids, nephews, neighbors, all right? All right, good people, we will see you tomorrow or maybe tonight, depending on what the government decides to do. Mr. Tom Lee, please, sir, it would be a pleasure. We'll see you guys later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.